just like us, animals sometimes need specialized care and attention that can't be provided in a normal animal shelter situation. Carmine DiCenso, Executive Director of the Dakin Humane Society, came in to tell us about their need for animal foster families, especially during these spring and summer months.
Something I learned originally coming into it is, especially with cats, they are seasonal breeders, so they tend to have their litters in the spring and summer. So generally in the winters, we're not getting litter upon litter of kitten coming in the door, which changes greatly in the spring and summer. And obviously from a survival standpoint, it would make sense to you why cats aren't giving birth in the dead of winter, because it's not the best time to raise a family. But that's where the shelter does start to get overwhelmed, when those litters of kittens start to get born.
Okay, let's talk about foster caregiving in particular. And these are generally animals that, for one reason or another, it may be a physical problem or a need, or in some cases psychological. They need some extra attention and care.
Yeah, I mean, I think you hit on all those points there. So there's some animals that just really have a really difficult time in the shelter. Maybe it's just behaviorally they can't hack, the different animals around them. Kind of a scary setting. It's a lot of activity, a lot of other animals around, so they need kind of being removed from the shelter to be themselves. But often cases, it's those young animals. We might get a kitten in anywhere from a few hours old to a few weeks old, and clearly aren't ready for adoption yet, and do much better in a home being raised. They can't be raised in a shelter setting. They need to be, in a home, and when they're 8 weeks of age, they would come back to the shelter to go up for adoption. Or we find in most cases, those foster homes help us find homes for them themselves, or quite frankly end up turning into adopters themselves.
Well, I want to talk about that too. Just last year, Dakin started something really kind of formally called special agents, or special agents, which I love that. Not secret. Why would it be secret? Special agent program, where you actually say to the folks work with you, the foster caregivers, to find someone to adopt an adopter. That's a great idea.
To kind of, grow our networks, especially in this age of social media and people reaching out. We find that these foster homes, they have their animals with them for great periods of time, and are taking the most wonderful pictures and videos of them, and they're sharing it on their social media networks, and really just another way to promote those animals. So ideally, it works out great for everyone. It works out great for the shelter, works out for the foster home and the animal, that those animals don't have to actually come back to the shelter and spend a day in there. They can get adopted through other channels. And it really helps kind of grow that network of folks that know what's going on in the sheltering world as well.
I was fascinated by the number, which just amazed me. Last year, I believe it was 1,400 animals went through some kind of foster care through Dakin. So there's a real and a big need.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, it's a we still have more animals in the shelter door than we do out, but that number is growing greatly of the animals in foster care, because it really is such a great resource. It's so much better for the animals to be in a foster home, to be in a home-like setting while they await adoption. And, again, if they do need some kind of rehab, whether it be medical or behavioral, that's going to happen a lot quicker in the privacy of a home as opposed to a shelter.
And important for folks to know, even if they're in foster care, any specialized medical help or procedures, that's covered by you folks. That is not expense of the foster caregivers.
Yeah, and so that's the other thing. To be a foster caregiver, you have to actually come in for appointments. We'll make medical appointments for you. So, everything from simple vaccines to treatment to being weighed in to getting another exam, as the foster parent, you would keep that schedule. You'd come on into Dakin, and we would do whatever treatment needed to be done and talk about the next course, just as if, the pet were your own.
Let's talk about, there is a training session coming up, evening Monday, April 10th, 6 o'clock in the evening, at your South End Springfield Adoption and Education Center. And give us a rough idea. What goes on there? What does somebody need to do? What kind of prerequisites are there for someone to be a foster caregiver?
Yeah, there's not a whole lot of prerequisites. This is really kind of an informative session where we'll tell you about what it's like to foster care and kind of talk about the spectrum of needs. Now, not everyone's in a position to take an orphan kitten that needs to be bottle fed. That's around-the-clock care. You're talking every 2 to 3 hours, bottle feeding and cleaning and doing. So not every person is equipped to do that, but we talk about that and the different needs and kind of let you know time commitments, other things expected of you as a foster parent.
Carmine DiCenso, Executive Director, Dakin Humane Society. Thanks for coming in, sir.
Anytime.